Did I say this already? Janessa right here. We got one new follower.
Oh, look at her.
So from the real. So I tagged you in it. In the next 24 hours, everybody needs to post to their page, including Rudy. Did you hear that, Rudy?
Let me post it now.
I heard you.
Okay, everybody need to post. And then Rudy, I'm gonna send you my numbers because I'm gonna do another post too.
Look at you, Kellie. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, honey. I ain't do it till today, but don't matter. I did it. I said they're not gonna talk about me today.
We're gonna talk about you.
By they, you mean me and Rudy. That's what you mean by they.
Yes, because Janessa holds me down.
We're gonna talk about you because not only you did it today, you did it right before we got on today.
It's done. First of all, it's done.
Episode good and out.
It's done.
All right.
It's still out today just as much as it was.
Let me get my water. So I'm not up and down.
Get your water. Oh, and Terry, I'm the one who be muted. I don't know if you realize, like when you open a beer or you slap down your lighter, your headphones microphone is very, very sensitive. It comes through loud as hell.
Okay.
So yeah, just mute yourself whenever you.
I'll
crack it
open.
open.
That in mind.
The new follower is.
I just want to make sure.
Oh, this is it.
I know how to share the screen. Okay, it's right there. All righty.
Another one for Janessa. Jessica's husband followed us.
Hey. Now that's a real follower.
That's a real person.
That's a real person, and he's a PK. He'll be a follower and a guest.
Oh, I know that. Okay.
Yeah, to my knowledge, I thought Janessa said that. All right, but either way, let's get it started, and we will listen.
Shakalaka.
Top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Worst Ones podcast. This is the place for PKs where we unite, come together, 2 or 3 or 4 in his name, and he's a miss. Probably not the miss of this podcast. We're hell on this one, but nonetheless, we're here. Kellie, you're one of us. Okay, stop trying to act like you're the good one.
I rebuke you. Except Janessa.
We are the worst ones. We are PKs, preacher's kids. My name is Rudy Wilson. I am a preacher's kid. Janessa Rowland is in the building. She's a PK. Terry Weezy and Kellie Leezy. Excuse me. I'm about to say Carrie Weezy. Kellie Leezy is in the building. She's also a PK. Brought her cousin through finally last week. We appreciate it. Appreciate it. Good time.
Good times, man.
Kellie, how were you? How did your cousin feel about being on the episode? How did all that go?
Nah, he enjoyed it. Had a good time. It was his first time on a podcast. So I think he really enjoyed the experience. Yesterday was my grandmother's 85th birthday. Thank the Lord for 85 years. Mother Lee. All right. Turned 85 yesterday. So we had family dinner, and my Uncle Kerwin, his father, sat down and said, Kellie, I want to be on the podcast. So that's how I knew he was hype. He told his parents. Yeah. So it was dope, like I said. And so his brother, my other cousin, also wants to join. So we'll have another special guest coming soon. So good times.
We can definitely bring your uncle on. I just want to throw that out.
He's not coming.
We can definitely bring him on.
He's not coming.
He just said he wanted to come.
He was just talking. But you know what's funny? So even when I was posting new posts on my page, and I was doing the hashtags, I'm like, ooh, do I hashtag the church's name? I decided to just do the initials and leave the name out.
Okay.
No, you just hashtag Church of the Worst. That's it.
Okay, that's a nice one. I'm gonna add that to there. But yeah, so he enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I think he'll definitely be back. My other little cousin is willing to come. So yeah, good times.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And I'm the grandmother is the mother of the Lee boys.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's what's up. Did y'all had cake and everything? Do they do that at 85th or whatever?
So we went to this spot called Frankie's out in Duluth. And for your birthday, they give you like this massive 10-tier cake that we split amongst all of us. So yeah, she blew out the candle. It's like a 10-tier cake. It's like
10 like layers?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the layers are small, but it's still pretty massive.
Right.
So we all split that cake. They had a little candle, wrote a name on the plate. So
is it like is each layer a different flavor type thing, or is it okay? Gotcha.
Mm-mm.
And it's one slice y'all shared that big,
but it's a big slice. And so the man, I guess he cuts it this way by the layer, so you can see little laying skills for laying the cake. So she had a little candle and a cake. But now but my grandmother likes the cakes and the balloons, and she likes to celebrate that. I think that's where I must get it from, because I'm a big birthday person too. So.
Me too. I love it.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
Good times.
I love celebrating other people's. I don't like celebrating my own.
What?
As far as like making me the center of attention is what I'm saying. Like we can celebrate it. Like let's just all hang out and whatever. But I don't want, I don't want nothing real long and drawn out. Rudy, you want to take the time and tell you why we love you. Everybody, like, let's not do that. Let's just all be here. I get it. You're here. You here because you love me. I got you. Let's just do that. So
that's my daddy. So at the end of dinner, that's what my dad leads. So everybody, he got his camera out. Everybody, say something to Mother Lee. That's my dad every time.
Gotcha.
Do it every time. So for every occasion, every time we have to go around and say what you love about the person.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good. Jay Rihanna?
Oh, same old. School, work.
School started back.
Well, this is like I'm almost at the end of the semester. I just got a couple more weeks. So, just thugging it out.
Wait, I thought you was getting ready to start a semester. You've already started and getting ready to finish another one. Wow.
Yeah, I'm actually like a little bit over halfway done. I think I might be. Okay. Yes, praise the Lord. I can't wait to be done. I have fatigue. I'm tired of writing papers.
Gotcha.
And trying to do it working. And this is, the busiest time for me with ozone season. So it's just been a lot lately. But
there's a season for ozone?
Yep. For me, it's June 1st through August 31st. But for the state, it's like March 1st through November 1st, I think.
Is that like when the ozone trees bloom or something?
No, that's just when it's the highest due to the heat and like all of the VOCs in the atmosphere. Ozone really is not that big of a problem with the cooler temps.
Oh,
it
must be a problem.
Nerdy on us.
Well, this is what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they hate each other until it's time to become a nerd, and they just all of a sudden it's like a friendship match made in heaven.
Right.
That's what's up, though. I think I got confused with where you were in school because Kellie was getting ready to start school back. Like,
I started Monday.
Maybe that threw me off.
Yeah, no, I'm on a different schedule.
Gotcha. All right.
So yeah, that's it. DJ goes back to college on this weekekend, I think. Okay. So this is his senior year. I'm gonna see if I can get him back.
Yeah, we ain't heard about him since he had his little night out. Yeah, we heard. We got to hear about the night out. It's been,
right.
Statute of limitations is passed. You know what I'm saying? See what happened that night. Gotcha.
And my nieces and nephews went back to school today.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
What's
talking about school? I think it's Clayton. I don't know. Don't give me the line.
Gotcha.
But that's it. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Terry Weezy.
Nothing much. Just working. Got a new project going. It's taking up a bunch of my time, but still found enough time to make chili this weekend. It was awesome. It's amazing. Dope. Oh yeah, my chilies. Yeah, it's.
When you say find time to make it, is it because it's a long process to make it, or?
Yeah, well, it's a long time and it's labor intensive because I don't put like ground beef in it. Like I chop up cheap steaks and
gotcha
till they're real fine. Put it in there. Got some fresh dried chilies that instead of like chili powder and do all that. And then it takes 3-4 hours to cook. So
Kiari, now I want chili with some cornbread.
Oh no, like a chili cornbread bake. If you never made that, you can just buy the cheap chili in the can, throw it in a casserole, and then buy like the Jiffy cornbread mix it up, and then put that on top while it's wet. Stick the whole thing in the oven, 350. As soon as the cornbread's done, you take it out, scoop. Oh, never mind.
I just
got really excited.
Chili.
Yeah, and the whole thing costs less than $10.
I just want some chili and cornbread and some cabbage right about now.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? When I make my chili, I don't use cornbread. What I do is I put cornmeal into the sauce. I make a sauce paste that goes into it, and then when you cook it in it, you get the flavor of cornbread without cornbread.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the things I do best.
Meanwhile, me and Kelly warming shit up in the microwave.
What do you think I had for dinner? I warmed up that chili in the microwave.
Bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
I don't live like that, y'all. I cook gourmet something.
If y'all only apply yourself, then
First of all, we already got Kelly on camera getting lessons from Terry on how to. What was he making? Bacon or something? It was something. Grits or something.
Making
it was eggs.
Gravy.
He
was making the gravy for the biscuits.
It was something real simple.
Oh no, it was pancakes. I was teaching
you
how to make
showed me how to make
pancakes.
Pancakes, yeah. And I remember
everybody over mixes their pancakes because they see the lumps in it and they're like, "Oh, you can't have lumps." No, you want lumps. You don't want to over. If you don't have any lumps, you messed up already. So
it's funny y'all talking about pancakes because Chris is making me pancakes right now. Right now.
Well, tell him not to overmix his batter because if he overmixes them, they're not going to have any lift and they're not going to lift up and get fluffy.
Chris,
don't overmix the batter, Chris.
Terry said, "Don't overmix the batter.
Leave lumps in it.
Leave the lumps.
Leave the lumps. That should be the tagline for this show. Leave the lumps."
Okay.
That might sound a little sexual after a
Yeah,
while.
I said definitely not.
Okay.
I see 4 lumps here. That's what I see. I said lumps, not humps. What's sexual about lumps?
I mean, I don't know.
All right, Rudy, how you doing?
Apparently, I got a lump.
Hopefully not.
I'm thicker than a snicker out here in these streets. First of all, I definitely got ass. I just want to throw that out there. I get compliments from girls all the time about me having a fat ass. I just want to throw that out there.
What?
Okay.
Where did that come from?
We talking about lumps, so I went for it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I have a thick base as well. That's
even when I buy.
That's what Miranda says she likes the most about me is my thick base.
I'm telling you.
She's like, you're good in high winds, and I was like, yeah, I am. I'm a weeble wobble. I don't fall down.
Rudy, I could have gone my whole life without knowing that about
Rudy with the big old booty is what they call me. A lot of girls nickname me that, and they think they're always the first one to say it. I'm like, I've been called that for years.
I thought you were just saying, but you were being really serious.
I'm serious.
Rudy with the big old booty.
I got a wagon back there.
Big booty Rudy. Big booty Rudy.
Right, big booty Rudy.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies.
They just call me Big Junk Terry. That's all they.
Big Junk Terry,
That's,
big booty Rudy.
Yeah, he's got his lump in the back. I've got mine in the front.
I thought y'all caught that when he first said junk, and I was like, that junk sounds like a front lump, not a back lump. But okay.
Oh, it is a front lump.
I missed that one.
Yeah. All
right.
Well, speaking of, it don't matter. I'm fine. I'm just saying. I'm still. I'm trying to. Do I got any new updates? Probably no.
He's returning to Instagram, y'all.
I'm not returning to Instagram.
You are because you got to repost.
Definitely not returning to Instagram. But
did you leave Instagram?
Yes. If you look at my last post, it's been months.
But he's about to repost this one. Go ahead. And every week after. So go ahead.
I'm gonna repost it right before we do the podcast every Wednesday.
Honestly, that's enough. That's fine.
No, that was me taking a shot at Kelly.
It was.
But anyways, no, I'm doing perfectly fine. The Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting. His truth endureth through all generations. I think that's how it goes. I heard it in church one day. Anyways, so Janessa brought to our attention that there is some controversy maybe around a song that Beyonce made. Janessa, am I correct?
Yeah, I haven't listened to it too deeply or too much. I heard it a couple of times, but it's called Church Girl. It samples a Twinkie Clark song. I don't even know which song it is, but she's
one of the Clark sisters.
Yes,
Correct.
I was about to say Twinkie Clark from
right.
the very well-known gospel group, the Clark sisters. I
believe she wrote a lot of the music too for the Clark sisters. Twinkie did.
Okay. Twinkie. Okay.
Twinkie did, and just the lyrics to the song are a little controversial to what I guess we've been taught, or what we know what a church girl should be. And maybe that's part of what it is just talking about how, there are church girls who do both, or I don't even know. I don't know what the real message is. So we can all listen to it and maybe talk about it.
I thought you were, when I saw that you were talking about Beyonce and the controversy, I thought you were talking about that song where she says spaz, and the differently able community came out and was like, that's offensive. That whole. Yeah, I guess I'm the only one who saw that article.
Can you guys see this?
I saw that one too.
Yeah.
She changed the lyrics. Yeah, she had a lot of little things, that, and then the thing with Khalees sampling and woman. He had talked to Khalees first before sampling her song, and
everybody's got a problem with everything.
Everything they do.
Yeah, just you can't do nothing anymore.
Album's amazing though. Let's put that out there.
Can you guys see this? What I'm
yes,
sharing?
Sir.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
You can.
Because for me, it takes y'all all the way off the screen. It just shows me just what I'm looking at.
No, we're
okay.
Like in a line.
We're Brady bunching over here on the side of the screen.
All right, no problem.
Wait, so once you play this, then you're gonna cut all this out. So all the commentary through this, they won't hear it.
They're gonna hear you ask me if I'm gonna cut this out, yeah. They just won't hear me.
You can cut that out.
Yeah. They just won't hear me. They just won't hear me cut out the video. I mean, they just won't hear the video.
Well, so we're going to watch the video right here live. You just can't hear it for copyright. Okay.
Correct.
Now do you see what the controversy is about?
What particularly is the controversy about?
I gotta admit, first of all, that bitch slap. Let's just talk
it's a good song.
Hard as hell.
It's undeniably a good song.
Yeah,
that bitch go crazy. Yeah. Like I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I was gonna tell you too, Janessa, that you can't break my soul was kind of growing on me. But now that I've heard that, I don't like that song no more. I like that one.
You only had one, huh?
Yeah. I was just ready to say, you ain't break my soul. It was kind of growing on me. They played a lot on the radio. But after that, I'm like, no, that's Beyonce right there. That's the Beyonce that I know.
It's no Freedom from Lemonade, but yeah, it's an undeniably good song.
Freedom is a totally different song, but go ahead.
That was fire. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. But go ahead. What was your point, Terry?
Go ahead, Terry.
What was my point? I didn't have a point. I was just asking, what's the controversy? Oh, the church girls get wild sometimes? Yeah. No shit. That's
so I guess my first question, Kellie. Hold on. And you may be able to answer this because I don't want to say that out loud. The Clark sisters song that she sampled.
Mm-hmm.
Now that song I don't know, but I know the Clark sisters are real gospel singers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess for me, when I listened to it, one, I didn't know it was a Clark Sister song until 5 minutes ago when you just told me. So I didn't know that she had sampled a gospel song. I don't know. There was a lot of little things in there, but I guess Twinkie, that's her name, had to approve it first.
It depends on who owns, I guess, the song.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. Like, they don't have to give approval at all.
Why they don't?
No. Somebody has to give approval. I'm saying, but Twinkie herself, the artist. No. If a song like that, you definitely have to clear to use it for a sample. But I'm saying, Twinkie or one of the Clark sisters themselves may not own it. It may be the record label or whatever.
Well,
the copyright just might be expired.
It's definitely not expired. Not that short. No.
Okay.
So I'm interested in how they feel. That I have this gospel song that I have sung. I don't like I said I don't. All gospel songs are talking about how much we love the Lord and reverence and His glory and His grace and His love and those type of things. And then the track you put on top of it is "Drop It Like a Thotty." You can be my daddy if you want to. I'm guessing she's not talking to God.
We don't know.
I don't know if we're asking God. You can assume. Daddy if you want to. I think the conversation that we have between us and the Lord looks a little different.
Hopefully,
that's how she pray.
Maybe no judgment. But again, let me say this before this go viral in the Beehive. The song is amazing. Whole album is amazing.
If the Beehive watch this, I'll take the slander.
Yeah. You say something.
I'll take it.
Whole album is amazing. I've listened to it 20 times over, 30 times over, 100 times over since then. Whole album goes hard.
The controversy is where the check's at. So I'm fine with it. Let the Beehive be upset.
But I'm a partial member of the Beehive.
Same. I bought a box. I'm waiting for my box.
Yeah, I didn't get a box. See, I'm not that much of a Beehive member. But I wonder. I guess my first thing is wonder what the Clark sisters would feel to have their gospel song sampled like this. I think the song is amazing. I think to Terry's first point, kind of what's the issue that church girls get wild sometimes? Did we not at some point go to the club Saturday night? Shower real quick and then get up and go to church because that's what we were accustomed to do. That was me in college. That was most definitely my story because I went to church every Sunday, going through middle school, high school, and I went to church and I needed to keep that routine, but I also started the club life. And so Friday, Saturday, I was in the club, but went to bed with the makeup running and the dirty clothes on. And then
that's every church girl I've ever known under the age of 25.
Right. Yeah. And I got up in the morning, I took a quick shower, and I went to church, with maybe some spirit still in my spirit.
Absolutely.
So like you said, and that's not an abnormal story. That's most of us. And I think that some of what she speaks to here, and I think Beyonce's background is that she was raised in the church. Was she not? Mm-hmm. Yes, I think it was. So I don't know. I will say that I had mixed feelings first listening to it. Because the title of it was Church Girl.
Same.
Well, she also did that gospel choir movie with Cuban Gooden Jr. So doesn't that make it? Yeah, doesn't that make up for something?
Well, I mean, she was considered the church girl in that movie. Let them tell it.
Yeah, not the thought.
Fighting Temptation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly, I agree with you too. I was kind of mixed. I had mixed feelings too. I didn't really know what to expect, but it wasn't that.
Right. It wasn't the twerk anthem, right? You see church girl and you're not thinking it's the, oh shoot, let me bend over.
And like, even I think one of the things I'm still trying to understand is what exactly was the message of the song, because it's a lot of different things. I think one of the themes, what she is trying to convey is that church girls can and do have fun like other people. I think the problem, what I don't really too much care for is the church choice of words. I think you can say church girls can have fun, drop it, pop it, but the whole like drop it like a thotty. Why do you have? Because if you don't know, I don't know who audience is. Thought is that hoe over there.
It's an acronym for.
Yeah, it's an acronym for that hoe over there. So I don't know why Christians or church girls would want to do anything like a hoe, because anything hoish behavior or hoeing is not of God. And so it's just kind of like, I see what you might be trying to do, and I could be completely misunderstanding what the song's about altogether. But I just think, she could have done it in a different way, still be hot. The beat was hot, still get the same reaction, but maybe just a different choice of words.
Well, I'm a if you're gonna do it person. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, for one, I'm an artist. I'm not a musician as far as making music and stuff like that. But I do understand people using art to try to portray a point or put a message out or whatever the case may be. So I definitely think there is some message there. Exactly what the message is, along with you, Janessa, I'm not 100% sure. I've only heard it once. But to me, I think the controversy lies in the normalcy of what y'all are talking about. Like it's been controversial that people go to the club and then show up, on Sundays or whatever the case may be. Like, or you're supposed to be a Christian. And I'm gonna speak for women because I don't know if men are twerking per se in the club, but most women are dropping it like a thotty on Saturday, and whatever, Kelly, and then dropping like a thotty, you know what I'm saying, on Saturday, and then and then going to church on Sunday. So I understand the controversy because it's a controversy that's always been there. You know what I'm saying? And if there's something wrong with Beyonce's song, then there's something wrong with living like that in real life. You know what I'm saying? But if you're able to live like that in real life, then I don't necessarily see a problem with the song. For one, once again, it's definitely catchy. I love the song, okay? Lyrics aside, like the beat, everything about it, like coming in with the little church thing and then dropping it, like that was fire. Like that I felt something about that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the lyrics and whatever she's portraying, is it right? Is it wrong? I think it depends on who you're asking as far as people's response to that question. But I do think she made this song. I don't know her personally, obviously, but I do think she made this song understanding the controversy and the feathers that she's going to ruffle. You feel what I'm saying? Like Beyonce is nowhere near, new to this. Like she knows exactly what she's doing when she does something. And I think, maybe she had a point to prove. Maybe she wanted to,
Well, you mean
stand up for the.
She knows, or she had half a dozen publicists review this before.
Even if it was 65 dozens of publicists, I'm just saying, regardless, she's not going to put something out without understanding what it is that she's putting out. Like, especially as far as musically, like she knows the message that she's trying to portray. You feel what I'm saying? And with that being said, I think one of the controversy to spark. You ain't gonna get an interview from her, so it ain't like you could ask her, hey, what did you mean when you said drop it like a thotty? You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll all, but I'm saying it'll all be up to our assumption because you're not gonna get a direct answer from her. But I honestly feel like she made it in understanding the controversy that was gonna come from it.
That's not even, none of that is the part that offended me. I did find some offense with the song, but it was mainly towards the end of the song when she's basically doing the whole thing and implying like where she said it's definitely not your face, so it must be it must like that whole like you can get it if you got enough. That whole like because there's an epidemic in America of gold digging whores, and we have just normalized it.
America, that's in the world.
Well, sure, yeah, but just like I hate the fact that we've normalized it so much that it's fine.
So I agree. I agree and disagree. I feel like Beyonce's whole album to me, a lot of Beyonce just in general is like women empowerment. Mm-hmm. And so women, live your truth, be who you are, you're beautiful, you're this, she talks about somewhere in the song about, I think it was this one, where she talked about, a woman being able to be herself without a man, that she was hanging out, whatever, without a man, so she talks a lot about women empowerment. So that line is a play on men saying it must be your butt because it ain't your face.
That's from the Tip Drill song.
Right, from Tip Drill.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's saying now it must be the cash because it ain't your face. So let's not pretend that men aren't out here not really messing with women. She got to be ugly, but she got a big butt and big breast, or she, or whatever. And so now I'm going to spend that money on her. I think from a woman's perspective, it was, you not cute either. But you got some money.
Maybe. I mean, you're reaching a little.
Is it offensive? No, because it's the same thing. Have you heard the song Tip Drill? It came out like 2004 or 5. Nelly, in it Nelly?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy's Frozen. But yeah, so Nelly, so it must, and I don't curse. Who curses? Rudy, sing it for me.
Am I still frozen? Am I still frozen? I was trying to look up the lyrics to the Church Girl. It's Nelly Tip Drill. It must be ass because it ain't your face. I need a tip drill.
Right. And so then she says it must be the cash because it ain't your face. So it's really just to play off men offending us.
It's a deep cut. So this is like an Easter egg for somebody else's song.
I guess I don't.
I don't know what the Easter egg reference is.
I was like, I don't know what that means, but looking.
All right,
looking
never
for-
mind.
Look
Look at that. I don't know y'all stuff. You don't know mine. How about that?
So yeah, so that's where that came from. So it wasn't something. So to your point of an Easter egg. So right, is it something that culturally most of us caught that is a play off a song that came out 15, 20 years ago,
Right.
that offended women. And so now Beyonce, who is all about women empowerment, let me tell you men something about you. Wrong or not, you're on mute, Janessa. Not saying that it's wrong, not saying that it's not offensive, right or wrong.
And also with
Oh
that,
no, it just offended me as a man.
With Tip Drill, with that video, will also cause a big controversy is that didn't Nelly slide a credit card in between a woman's butt cheeks, like checking out,
crack her ass,
correct,
to further, solidify what he was saying in the song. So it was just, I get what you're saying, Kelly.
Well, you don't know. Maybe he got frequent flyer miles that way. You don't know. He got some points, some visa points.
Absolutely not. So I think Beyonce, who was always here for the women, that was for us.
So is it okay that she is saying, as soon as I get in this party, I'm going to let go of this body? We're saying that's an unchristian like line, is what I'm asking. That's Beyonce's line.
As soon as I get into this party, I'm going to let go of this body.
Well, I guess for it to rhyme with body, she probably said, as soon as I get in this body, I'm going to let go of this body.
I think maybe it's time to stick to comedy, Rudy.
Well, first of all, I am, but second of all, party and body don't rhyme, so you gotta make it rhyme. Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, my assumption when I hear that is I'm going to be free. So, like I said, then she probably goes on and a couple lines later and say, "Drop it like a dice."
I'm gonna love on me. Nobody can judge me, but me. I was born free. Right. That's right. That's right after that line.
Well, I'm sorry, Queen Bee, but I think God can judge you.
Right. I said that was the part I didn't. When she first said that, I was
church girl. You should
see, once again, I don't know. This is my interpretation. I didn't take that as her saying God couldn't judge her. I think it was more or less humans,
people
like
in the party.
Right, like people, like
maybe
people,
she's saying she is God,
or people at church.
Nobody can judge me but me.
I don't think you're taking it too far. Nope.
Didn't get that at all. But I'm saying in reference to even just say people at the church or people who hear this song or whatever. Like I think it's just because she's going to get judgment from it. You feel what I'm saying? So I think it was more or less about nobody can judge me but me. I was born free. Is more or less taking. I think she's just trying to take that responsibility or take that power away from other people, I guess is what
I agree with that, but I think it's hard for the church girl in me.
Right.
When you have a song called Church Girl.
But what is this podcast about? We do the same shit on here. We
now this right. No, but I think that right. So right, wrong, or indifferent. The church girl in me hears no one can judge me, in a song where you call it Church Girl, and I hear, well, wait. God can judge you. Now, I do agree with you, Rudy, and that's probably what her intended message was, you guys can't judge me. I'm going to be free over my body. As much prosecution that women get over their bodies and what we wear and how we look and how much weight we have or, whatever. Like I said, I think it's all a woman freedom, woman empowerment track for sure. But let's be clear. The Lord can judge us. And I'm free within the confines of
correct. And that was one of my things was if I'm dropping it like a thotty and I'm like singing it, drop it, and God walks in the door, would he be pleased? Because he's the only one who can judge me.
But I disagree because of the fact that I'm dropping like a thotty. I don't have to wait for God to walk in the door. Like God is watching me. If I go smash a girl right now and commit fornication, he's watching me. So to humanize it, I get what you're saying. As far as like if Jesus was here on earth and he walked in the room, or even a pastor.
The same thing to what you were saying though. If I was smashing, God is walking. I'm saying the same thing. Like if God walked in on you smashing, would he be pleased? The answer is no.
I don't know. Are you doing it with your wife?
Well, if it's your wife,
fornication.
Yeah,
he'd be like, way to get it, boy.
I'm saying like I agree with you, Rudy. All of it's wrong. You know what I said? We can't pick and choose and be like, oh, this, and this is right, and this, and this is wrong. And so I'm saying, like, if I really was doing that and singing the words and believing it, and God walked in the door, would he be pleased with that? And I'm saying nobody can judge me.
You'd be like, well, excuse me.
But I guess so.
Well, I love how women every time a woman wants to do some wild shit, it's always like, well, this is empowering. This is women's power. I'm just being like, I knew a stripper that was like, it's very empowering for me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure it's very empowering. Because I've been in the strip club on the other side of that. Doesn't seem empowering. It seems demeaning. Yeah.
Well, to be the customer towards the stripper is what he's saying.
Yeah, because I've been in there and just felt bad for people at some points, where it's like, ugh, I'm not a big fan of strip clubs. We've talked about that, but
I'm not either.
No, it seems very degrading.
Well, I
just get an OnlyFans and leave it at that.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? You don't have somebody jizzing on you. That's what's the difference,
Oh, so now I'm just showing my behind, showing my toes, showing my breasts.
It's less.
Their fetishes, their fantasy is for money.
It's less. It's
definitely the same thing. If you're stripping on OnlyFans or you stripping on in the strip club, it's the same
I'm
thing.
saying it's less degrading. I'm not saying it's less, it's more moral to do that. I'm just saying it's less degrading.
No, it's the same thing.
Well, you don't get jizz on you through the computer, but you do get it in the lap dance room.
Sure. But when it comes to the whole church girl situation, her making this song, once again, I get the controversy in the sense of, because that stereotypical church girl, it's controversy around that. You know what I'm saying? Even because, movies have even made jokes. I think one movie I remember distinctly was Two Can Play That Game. Like, they had a whole conversation when guys was talking. They were like, man, the biggest freaks go to church. They were talking about women. They were like, the biggest freaks go to church. You want to find a real freak, go to church, whatever like that. Because there is a stigma, though we as PKs have a stigma. There is even a stigma about, church kids, let alone a church girl. You know what I'm saying? A lot of church girls, not a lot, but there have been some that came out, that you thought they were this quiet, Miss Prissy, whatever, and then you find out, the whole, junior deacon ministry or whatever done ran through her, whatever the situation was. I try to think of something with mostly me. We're mostly boys in it, but either way, what I'm saying is, like, so there are those stigmas out there, but I think her making that song, puts a light on it. But
you know what it reminds me of?
Hold on real quick, Terry. But most people who are having a problem with that song has lived that same life that she's talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so
well,
it's kind of a double standard that you're even putting on her, because you're saying that she's incorrect for saying these things, and I'm not talking about y'all, but just anybody. You're saying she's incorrect for saying these things, but yet if you knew somebody who was doing these things, they wouldn't get the same type of scrutiny as Beyonce is for making this song. Like, she's putting it out in public, and I'm a big advocate for, just because you do something in private doesn't make it right. Like, if you which is the reason why I am the way I am. Like, I may be doing something wrong in choices that I make, but I'm not doing it in private to make people at church or anybody else have this, assumption of me, or have this outlook on me that I'm.
Well, some could say that's worse because you're keeping it secret because you know it's wrong.
Correct. But what I'm saying is, but a lot of us as Christians, like, we learn how to hide. We learn how to act in front of church people. And then I know how to act in front of my friends at school. I know how to act in front of my friends at the club. I know how to act in front of. So it's always an act, as opposed to, no, this is what I really am. Now, if I die and go to hell for it, that's a whole nother story. But the hiding it doesn't necessarily prevent you from going to hell. You still doing it. If she was doing everything in that song and never made a song about it, and those things would damn her to hell, she would go to hell whether she wrote lyrics about it or not, is what I'm saying.
I guess my thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry.
Well, I mean, I think that mainly the controversy is coming from the fact that she sampled a gospel song, because this is not the first time the church has made a controversy out of this. When you guys were first talking about it, that's the first thing that came to my mind was Ray Charles, because he suffered a lot of admonishment from the church groups, specifically for mixing gospel with blues and rock. And I mean, and all he was doing was using the riffs. He wasn't even really, you know what I mean? But he wasn't sampling anything directly. It wasn't referencing God. He wasn't doing a lot of things. But just the fact that it sounded like gospel music, boom, was enough to have an uproar. So it's not like the first time the church has gotten their panties in a wad over the music, you know?
And I guess it goes back to me to the conversation. And I don't know if Terry was in that conversation in that episode a few weeks ago when we talked about can you do both? And I think we were talking about music artists.
Can you sing secular music and gospel music?
Sing gospel music. Can you kind of do both? And I guess to your point, Rudy, about whether we make it public or not, if you're doing it in private, it's still a sin. And if it's going to stop you from going to heaven, then it's going to stop you from going to heaven, you know?
Right.
But what I will say though, is even when, and not that I'm perfect by any means now, I don't club like I used to. I went to the club just to go. I've never really been a big club person. I think I just went because that was what everybody else was doing. Right. But even when I went to the club Friday, Saturday night, and woke up and went to church on Sunday, I'm not gonna say I wasn't convicted for it, that I didn't feel like something in this wasn't right. Something in this wasn't okay. Something in this didn't align with what I was taught. Now, again, like we talked about, there's some things that I've had to unlearn and relearn and figure out for myself and understand for myself and my own spirituality and personal relationship with God in terms of what's right, what's wrong. But I will say that there, as a church girl, because I will consider myself a church girl. I mean, a preacher's kid, can I not be? That there was some conviction in that. And so I wonder for some of those church people, those true church girls, is it that in this song, it seems to be glorifying being able to do both over this gospel track where, like I said, they're talking about holiness and reverence and all of those things, and you're glorifying the ability to do both versus people do both.
Right.
Plus you mentioned the dick slang, which, wasn't great. That doesn't help.
Oh, what'd she say? I don't even remember the part. What'd she say?
Dick slang. What?
Yeah, she was talking about the gray sweatpants.
Oh, the gray sweatpants.
Yeah. Well, and she was saying twirl it around. She's referencing that the dick slang dance. Okay. You know? Oh, I'm so happy I know something you guys don't.
I did know the gray sweatpants.
I didn't hear the twirling thing. I didn't hear that part.
I missed the twirling thing, but I did hear the gray sweatpants reference, and I do know that is in reference to a penis print on your. Right.
Well, yeah, but dick slang is a dance where you don't wear underwear, you wear gray sweatpants, and then you spin it inside. And
okay.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Okay, I missed that one.
Yeah. I'm sorry I had to be the one to tell you. But you were asking, can you do both? Yeah, you can if you're white. Because there are plenty of white musicians that have bounced back and forth. Right off the top of my head, Randy Travis, the band Creed, Carrie Underwood, Elvis. All these people have gone from one rock album and one country album to one gospel album and then right back again, and nobody ever gives them any grief whatsoever.
Black church may be set up a little differently.
Maybe. It might have something to do with something. I don't know.
Kellie, to your point, that's kind of goes back to my original point. I'm not quite sure what the message of the song is, because are we just highlighting something that does happen, or are we glorifying it? Like, girl, it's okay. Right. You can do both. You can drop it and pop it and twirl and shake the big old titties and get it tatted and do all this stuff and be a church girl. Like, what exactly is the message? And I think it's a little.
I think you just nailed it. I think that's the message.
But I think what she asked, but the big part of what Janessa asked is she highlighting it or glorifying it? Is she just saying this is what happens?
I think she's empowering it. She's empowering it.
So I think, like I said, it's a hard one. Again, the beat goes hard, the song goes hard. I enjoy a lot of the lyrics. But when I first heard it, I can't say that I didn't cringe. And even me and one of my best friends did of course, top 5. What are your top 5 Beyonce, songs on the album or whatever? And it was because you, like I said, the beat goes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you love the song, and I'm like, dang, I want to put Church Girl as my top 5, but I'm like, but I don't know how I feel about, so I went on 7, and I think
definitely slaps.
Huh?
So it definitely slaps.
Yeah,
I don't know if this was 15 years ago and I was in a club and that song came on, I'd be like, all right, watch this, and I just kick back and just watch the girls go out, because it's one of those songs where it's gonna get a little rowdy.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go wild for sure. I mean, the whole album, beginning to end, is phenomenal. She did a phenomenal job. I mean, transition smooth.
Transitions.
Well, she is the queen bee,
and she showed every bit of why she is the queen on this album.
Were amazing,
and it is, I think, part 1 of 3. So
I'm more of a Kellie Rowland kind of guy. I guess.
I do Kellie too. I love Kellie.
Kellie, my cousin.
Okay,
right. My namesake, Kellie, your cousin. I love
my cousin.
So yeah.
So I was looking up. I was trying to find what song she sampled it from. It's "Center of Thy Will" from
"Center of Thy Will." Woo!
Clark Sisters' 1981 album. You Brought the Sunshine.
You brought
Center of Thy Will.
And then it has Twinkie from the Clark Sisters. Thanks Beyonce for sampling them in Church Girl. So I was listening to the video.
Oh, so Twinkie thanks them.
Yeah. Because I was listening to the
original.
I was listening to her sing. Yeah, she was singing. Well, she said the thank you, and then she was singing like part of the song and playing it.
Oh, play it.
I don't know if she really heard the song though.
Well,
you
and
play it and set it out?
Just to give you a reference, she did not have to give them permission at all. The group doesn't have to give them permission whatsoever. Like famously, Shaka Khan hated the fact that Whitney Houston remade her song. Hated it. But it doesn't matter if the label owns the rights, you got nothing.
I get that. I think beyond that though is just as the artist that sung this song for this purpose,
right?
Whether I could give you permission or not, you repurposing it for this purpose, am I in agreement or not? And so to hear that Twinkie, and it feels strange calling her Twinkie because how old is she? Mrs. Clark.
That's her name though. That's what she always been called.
In church, you just don't call grown folks by their first names like that. So Mrs. Clark.
First names. How about the fact that her name's Twinkie? How about that?
In the church, you just don't do that now. But for her to say thank you, and maybe for just to be highlighted by somebody like Beyonce is a definitely an honor indeed. But I don't know how I would feel for you to be.
They probably should enjoy it because every time you get sampled like that on a new song, all your sales, all your downloads, all your views, everything goes up.
For sure.
And I was just looking at the words to the Center of Thy Will lyrics. Like the first verse literally says, Lord, I just want to be rooted and grounded in thee. Lord, place me. I want to be centered in thy will.
And Lord, please have them sweatpants on.
It's just kind of like, if we're talking about what pleases God and God's will, and then you talk about some of the stuff in the song, it's just like two different sides of the street.
But once again, I get y'all's point as far as saying is she saying this is okay or is she celebrating it? I don't know. I don't know which one she's doing. I think that's up for all of our perception and interpretation. But to me, it's kind of like this is, and I may lose you, but I'll bring it back with my example. I guess accusing Beyonce or not accusing her, but just holding this over her head about making a song about the church girl. To me, it feels like when somebody loses a game, and they lost because whoever missed the last shot. It wasn't that last shot the reason why y'all lost. There was many things that happened before that, and to me, Beyonce making this song feels like the last shot. If this is the end all be all, this conversation should have and could have happened way before she made this song, because this church girl is celebrated by, or tolerated or is telling you that it happens or whatever by more than just Beyonce. She made the song. I don't know, but she made the song. But to Kellie's example earlier about herself, to other people who I know, even people who are not girls, church boys, whatever. I know people who, if they were in front of holy sanctified people, or if Jesus walked in or whatever, they may have a certain posture and approach and use a certain choice of words and all that. But as soon as we shut all that down and we get away from the saints, we dropping it like a thotty. You know what I'm saying?
Is that okay? So that's true. That happens. But is that okay?
And what I'm saying is, if it is not okay, then let's deal with this prior to Beyonce's song, because it been not okay, is what I'm saying. It wasn't not okay now because she's making a song about what we all been doing in the first place. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if it's not okay, then let's go back to, let's evaluate ourselves. Let's evaluate people that we know. I know people right now who go to the club on Saturday and show up on Sunday, and they definitely drunk. They definitely dropping it like a thotty. They definitely, may even have a one-night stand like a thotty.
But
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they are doing it. Is it right? No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because you know what? At least they showed up. Because they could have just stayed at home and stayed asleep. They showed up. I'm tired of all this shaming. I've said it for years. I said it for years. If you really cared about people's souls and you really want them in the church and you really want them to find better and do better, you put an open bar in the back and a smoking section off to the side. That's what you do.
Okay.
Stop shaming.
Go ahead, Kelly.
I don't even remember what I was about to say now.
Yeah, nobody does. I just shocked the world. No.
I don't even remember.
You didn't. But going back to the whole shaming thing or whatever. Once again, it's she did what sometimes I even like to do. I don't know if I've ever done on this podcast, but I'm the person in some of my friend groups who will say what everybody else was thinking. Now, y'all may not have the courage to say it because that person may hear you or whatever the case may be, but I will say what everybody else is thinking. To me, I feel like that's exactly what this song is. I don't know Beyonce's personal life. She may, be a member at somebody's church and not be thotting it or whatever was in the song. You know what I'm saying? But because she is painting this picture in her art, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when, and I didn't see it with my own two eyes, but I remember there was something that Kanye West was doing on tour. I think when he had Jesus, like a fake Jesus Christ, and he was on a rope or something like that, maybe looking like a slave or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that people definitely will take it there when you're using art. I've seen it. I've seen it in comedy. I've seen it in movies. I've seen it in TV. I've seen it in music. Like, people will take it there. I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying, like, people will push the limits when it comes down to art. Dave Chappelle gets in trouble all the time for pushing limits or whatever, in words that he chooses to say out of his mouth. But when it comes down to the context of the song, first of all, I want to say this again because I know we're wrapping up soon. The song is fire, okay? Regardless of the lyrics,
we got it.
Like, that bitch slap. Like, I'm gonna listen to that. I'm gonna listen to that when this is over with. But in reference to, like I said, the words and is it controversial? Sure. I mean, I do understand the controversy, but I don't think it starts with Beyonce, which is my biggest, which is my biggest thing. Like, it's not this song. This song isn't the end all be all. I don't care whose song she sampled. Like, it's not. She didn't flip somebody's words and say, okay, well, y'all gonna say, Lord, prepare me, and I'm gonna say, Lord, something else. Like, she put her own words to it, had her own, own little beat or whatever like that, and she had her point and message for this particular song. I think her point was it came across. I think, and I think the conversation that she knew it would start is being had. You feel what I'm saying? And once again, I think it's more of a reflection and a reevaluation of ourselves than Beyonce's lyrics.
It's really no greater than this. It's 2022. You gave somebody a halfway valid reason to be upset and throw their pitchfork in the air. And they did. It's really nothing bigger than that. Because, I mean, it's just a song. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. If you don't want it, don't download it. You know what I mean? Like, people just like being upset. And if you give them a reason to, they're going to get upset. Sometimes it's planned. Who knows? Maybe that's part of the plan, is to create the controversy, create the buzz around the song, sell more albums. That could very easily be the case. But it's 2022. You give anybody a reason to be upset, they're going to be upset. I could say I don't think it's fair for a trans woman to compete against a biological woman in sports. That's just my opinion. They will burn my house to the ground if I put that out. You know what I mean?
And I think that's social media. Social media gives everybody a voice.
And they shouldn't have it. They shouldn't have it. Not everybody should have a voice. I'm saying it right now.
We had the social media podcast already.
I shouldn't have a voice, to be honest.
We had that episode already. We know where Terry went.
Yeah, I'm going to get crazy again.
I think to Rudy's point, it doesn't begin or end with Beyonce. Nor is Beyonce the poster church girl to tell church girls how to act and what to do and what not to do. I do, like you said, I think that it lends for good conversation. I think it definitely spreads the word more, because had this not happened, you two may have never, you didn't even know Beyonce had dropped the whole album, let alone listen to a whole song. You may not have, you may have. And so that may be the, like I said, and it may have been her purpose. I think I do want to highlight one thing as we close. I thought, and even to the point of the podcast, I thought that she has the line in there that says, my phone. Oh, shit. Did I lose it? Bad girls. No, that's not it. Church girls acting loose, bad girls acting snotty. So I was like, oh, is that church girls are usually snotty and stuck up and, this, and then the bad girls are loose and wild. And I just kind of thought about this whole worst ones thought, just in terms, like I said, the purpose of this kind of whole podcast of they look at us one way. But in reality, the 2 out of the 4 of us are just real sinners. And
you're one of the 2.
No. Are just absolute sinners.
I think I've got more PK pedigree than anybody here. I'm pretty sure of that.
Janessa and I, we sin, but we are convicted for our sins. You two just do whatever you know and play. But overall, like I said, Beyonce, I think it lends for good conversation, but Beyonce isn't. Beyonce is Beyonce, but she isn't the church girl that I think we don't look to Beyonce for spiritual leadership.
Right. And she, to that same point, she's playing other music that entertains the same type of stuff that she's talking about in Church Girl. It's just called a different title for that song.
It just doesn't have church in it.
Right. It just doesn't.
Are you saying that
church girls all listen to it and drop it like a thought? It's
and all church girls are in the beehive.
I don't want to breeze over this, though. Are you saying there's some kind of misogyny that says Rudy and I are just allowed to do whatever, and you guys are guilty before you're even charged?
It had nothing to do with misogyny. She's
all right.
Trying to think we're the sinners.
Exactly. I was just saying, right. Real basic.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
But you two were the bad ones.
I got 41 years in this game.
We're the church girls. You guys are the thotties. No.
No, I've definitely caught my share of heat over the years for things I've said or done. But
we can imagine.
Not everybody should have a voice.
So just real quick before we close, this is a question for Janessa and Kellie. Is there any women empowerment in the song?
In this song?
Or is that the way because of the title?
No. I definitely feel like as a woman, like I said, she has some lines in there that as a woman, I'm like, yes, B, I'm here, I'm here for it. I love it. I'm going to continue to listen to the song.
Well, if it's so empowering, why is it church girl and not church woman?
Let me be clear. I've listened to the song a couple of times. I am going to continue to listen to the song. I am going to enjoy the song. I am going to dance and sing to my heart out in the car.
Are you going to drop it like a toddy?
So the Lord, I think we've already talked about this. The Lord did not bless me with the ability to drop it.
Will you pick it up at least?
If he gave, I can't even drop it to pick it up, honey. He knew if he gave me that ability, no telling where Kellie may. She may really be the worst one. If I can sing and or dance, honey, church, absolutely not. So the Lord on purpose didn't. So no, I will not drop it like a thotty, but only for that reason.
I still feel like you could, even if you can't, even if you got no rhythm, you can do it in your house by yourself.
Yeah, I tried. I try to work on my knees. I want some Megan knees, some Sierra knees. Let's be clear, honey.
Not as a church girl, you don't. No,
Okay,
you don't.
church girl.
No, church woman.
Because Megan knees ain't got nothing to do with church. Okay.
For my husband.
Megan knees are dropping it like a thotty knees. That's fine.
It's for my husband. See, Beyonce is married, so Beyonce is able to drop it like a thotty for Jay.
She shouldn't be though.
She shouldn't be married or shouldn't be able to.
Shouldn't be married. I second he cheated on me, I've been out the door. That's just me.
That's a conversation we gotta have one day.
Yeah, you don't humiliate me in front of the whole world.
I want to have that conversation one day.
Will Smith too, and that just ain't about the ladies. No, Will Smith too.
I don't know if she really kind of put it on blast and humiliated him. I never heard about the cheating and Lemonade came out. Me personally,
I think we knew.
I mean, I followed her, but I'm saying like I didn't know, so I felt like
it was a story.
I felt like she handled it like a G. You know,
she did on the outside.
Well, yeah. I'm talking about as far as the public.
Well, we don't know what these Hollywood elites are doing. They're just drinking kids' blood and all that jazz. So
how you gonna say you don't know what they're doing and then say we're doing? I don't know what they're doing.
That's the QAnon. That's the QAnon thing. It's all the Hollywood elites. They drink kids' blood to stay young and whatnot.
Okay,
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
sorry, I didn't mean to.
I enjoyed on Beyonce. It is a weighter song. Then you can't break my soul because I'm telling you.
I like how we talk about these. I like how we talk about these people like they're such a huge influence on society. Just make you stupid song and make you money and go away. That's all.
Beyonce is definitely an influence on society.
But I need you to go back, listen to
100 years. No one will know her name.
Break My Soul goes into Church Girl, and like I said, her transition's so smooth. Like, go back, listen to Break My Soul and let it transition right on to Church Girl. See how you feel. Let us know. Put it in the group chat.
I'm okay. I'm gonna just start it at. I'm gonna start it at Twinkie on the key on the order. All right.
I got an assignment for you. Somebody tell me their favorite artist from 100 years ago, 1922. Who's your favorite artist?
All right, church announcements.
Exactly.
I got one. Well, he's still alive though.
Who knows? I don't listen to nobody from 22.
Right, I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. And
I don't listen. I don't listen to nobody from 2022 barely. So that's
if you want to listen to us, you can find us on Instagram.
Hey, good transition. I like that. There you go, Kellie Lee. There you go.
She's gotten better at this.
I like that.
You can find us on Instagram at The Worst Ones PK. We got new content as of today.
As of
new content coming soon. Hey, new content today. New content coming soon. So check us out, follow us, engage with us. We got a TikTok page coming too before the end of the year. I'm claiming that one. TikTok page coming before the end of the year. You're gonna find us there too. I gotta make sure.
End of the year. That's like 6 months from now.
Not even.
Right, not even. I gotta make sure the worst
4 months. But still.
Not taken. Let me do that now. I'm gonna do that when we get off. But TikTok soon, Instagram right now. But to listen to us, Rudy, who does his job every week, it drops on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. Type in The Worst Ones Podcast and you will see us. When you get there, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and you share. Thank you to our 500 million. 100,204 followers. We just got a new follower on Instagram. That's because of Janessa, because it is Janessa's brother-in-law. So thank you.
Hey, Lotto.
Thank you. But yeah, come check us out. We'll love to have you. Hold on, somebody calling me. Let me decline them real quick. To find me personally. I lost y'all. Y'all still here? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we see you. We hear you.
To find me at Princess Kels 51.
Amen.
Yeah, only your screen goes black when you get a phone call. Like, I just got one earlier. Yeah.
You can find me at JRihanna_. And Terry, to answer your question, I like Tony Bennett and Homeboy is 96. He was born in 1926.
No, but he wasn't famous 100 years ago. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, he was famous.
What's your favorite song from 1922?
I don't know songs from 1922. Well, actually, I do know a couple. I do know a couple, but
all right.
But I do like Tony Bennett. That's my guy.
I like Beyonce's great grandmother, Beyonce. She made a. I'm just.
Terry Wayne Comedy, all social media platforms. Come and tell me how terrible I am, and we'll talk about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And of course, shout out our interested sponsors. Well, shout out if there are any interested sponsors. Who wants to sponsor this podcast?
Miller Lite, I'm looking at
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Yeah, you want to promote this new album of yours, don't you? Nobody's going to listen to it if we don't support it.
Right.
Beyonce, Twinkie, y'all can do it. Y'all can tag team, support us together. You feel me? One of y'all a PK, I'm sure of it. All right.
Yeah, let's get Twinkie on the podcast. I don't know if she knows how to use a computer.
I think her real name is Elbernita. Elbernita.
Stick with Twinkie. Never mind, I was wrong. Stay with Twinkie.
Miss
Elbernita, like that. Elbernita is beautiful.
Miss Elbernita.
It's a little old.
Yeah, but that's not where the funny is. The funny is what I said.
We got comedians.
sending comedians.
Yeah, it's the job.
All right.
That's what we putting you on TikTok. Go ahead.
I'm fine with that. What?
Well, wonderful topic, Janessa. Shout out Beyonce. I love your song. Keep on dropping it like a thotty, and then go to church on Sunday. No, I'm just kidding.
Honey, guess what? I'm gonna be at her concert on Saturday night, and then church on Sunday. Honey, dropping it like a thotty. Let's be clear. Sorry, I had to get that in there.
Lord have mercy. So there's 3 of us who are sinners. No. Janessa's the only one.
You coming with me to the concert, girl?
Look, I'm coming to the concert, but I will not be dropping it like a thotty.
But see, Janessa already got balanced. She already went to Maverick City.
I did. I went to Maverick City.
She got balanced. So she
right. I'm just a little lopsided.
from righteous to ratchet, ratchet to righteous. Which way?
We'll take it either way. But thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. We are the worst ones. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world.